In early September 2025, the financial world witnessed a dramatic shift at the top of the global rich list. A familiar name from the tech industry surged ahead, briefly overtaking titans like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. That name was Larry Ellison, the co-founder and chief architect of Oracle, a billionaire from the old guard of software who proved that solid foundations in technology can outshine even the flashiest trends. This remarkable breakthrough wasn't the result of a sudden invention. It stemmed from a long-term strategic game that Ellison had patiently played for decades. Oracle's stock soared over 40% to around $320 to $328 per share after the company announced massive contracts in cloud computing and artificial intelligence, AI. This highlighted the stunning success of Oracle's pivot to these areas. Ellison's enormous ownership stake, around 40 to 41%, combined with his long-term commitment to holding shares and Oracle's relentless stock buyback programs, caused his wealth to skyrocket. In one extraordinary day in September 2025, he briefly became the world's richest person, with his net worth exceeding $393 to $401 billion, making him the second person ever to surpass $400 billion. How did a college dropout who twice abandoned his studies build a global data empire? How did Larry Ellison steer Oracle through storms that nearly sank it, acquire half the enterprise software industry, and ultimately reach the pinnacle of wealth? Let's dive into the life and career of one of the 21st century's foremost technology visionaries. Larry Ellison's story didn't begin with privilege. Born in 1944 in New York City to a young, unmarried Jewish mother, Florence Spellman, who was just 19, Ellison faced early challenges. At 9 months old, he nearly died from severe pneumonia. Unable to care for him, her mother made the heartbreaking decision to send him to Chicago to be adopted by her aunt and uncle. Ellison grew up in a modest 2-bedroom apartment on Chicago's South Side. This environment forged a tough, self-reliant character. His adoptive mother, Lillian, was warm and supportive, the only real source of encouragement in his early life. But his adoptive father, Louis, a Russian immigrant, was strict and skeptical, often telling young Larry he'd never amount to anything. That doubt and lack of affection fueled a burning desire in Ellison to prove himself wrong. It became an obsession that drove him throughout his life. His academic path was full of twists. A bright student at the University of Illinois, he was even named Science Student of the Year. But tragedy struck when his adoptive mother died, leading him to drop out without finishing exams. He later attended the University of Chicago for 1 semester, studying physics and math, where he first encountered computers and programming. He dropped out again, this time not due to loss, but because he saw a clearer opportunity in the practical world of programming. In 1966, at age 22, Ellison drove to California with just a few $100s, no degree, and no connections. The tech revolution was exploding in what would become Silicon Valley. With a sharp mind and boundless ambition, he taught himself programming, taking on various jobs. He eventually landed a key role at Ampex Corporation, working on a classified CIA database. Ellison named it Oracle, a prophetic choice. Handling massive CIA data sparked his big idea, the commercial potential of relational databases to help businesses manage their most valuable asset, information. In 1977, in Santa Clara, California, Ellison, now an experienced programmer, took a bold gamble. With 2 former colleagues, Bob Miner and Ed Oates, he founded Software Development Laboratories, later Oracle, with just $2,000, including $1,200 of his own savings. No angel investors, no fancy offices, just a rock-solid belief in the future of relational databases. This concept, pioneered by Edgar Codd of IBM, was revolutionary, but IBM was slow to commercialize it. Ellison spotted the gap and seized it. In 1979, they released the first commercial version, Cleverly, Ellison named it Oracle version 2, skipping version 1, to give the illusion of a mature, battle-tested product. It was a smart marketing ploy that worked wonders. Oracle grew rapidly, fueled by multi-platform support and an aggressive sales team trained in iron discipline. Under Ellison's leadership, the company sold visions of the future, even when products were still buggy. The 1986 IPO propelled global expansion. But aggressive growth nearly destroyed the company. In 1990-1991, overzealous sales practices led to recognizing revenue from unclosed deals, creating phantom income. When the bubble burst, Oracle restated finances and its stock plunged 80%, pushing it to the brink of bankruptcy. The crisis forced Ellison, the once arrogant risk-taker, to mature. He fired staff, tightened financial discipline, and ruthlessly standardized processes. More importantly, he rebuilt Oracle's product suite into a locked-in ecosystem, database, middleware, and applications. Customers who entered found it hard to leave. By the late 1990s, Oracle had risen stronger, positioning itself as the operating system for enterprises. In the new millennium, Ellison shifted from organic growth to aggressive consolidation. His string of blockbuster acquisitions reshaped the enterprise software industry. The most dramatic was the hostile takeover of PeopleSoft, 2003 to 2005. After PeopleSoft announced a merger with J.D. Edwards, Ellison launched a $10.3 billion bid. An 18-month battle ensued, with lawsuits and media wars, but Oracle prevailed, swallowing a major rival. This was followed by Siebel Systems, CRM leader, $5.85 billion, and BEA Systems, middleware, $8.6 billion, completing Oracle's core trilogy. The boldest move was acquiring Sun Microsystems in 2010 for $7.4 billion. Critics called it crazy, betting on dying hardware, but Ellison saw vertical integration, owning Java, MySQL, and hardware optimized for Oracle software. It created unmatched performance and control from chip to application. Oracle also wielded lawsuits as weapons, notably the long Java copyright battle with Google, protecting assets and slowing rivals. In 2014, at age 70, after 37 years as CEO, Ellison stepped back to chairman and CTO, but he remained the driving force behind products and strategy. As cloud computing exploded in the 2010s, with AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud dominating, Oracle seemed late. Analysts wrote it off as outdated. Ellison didn't chase directly. Instead, he built Oracle Cloud Infrastructure Gen 2, tailored for demanding enterprise clients, prioritizing security, performance, and cost. The autonomous database, self-managing with AI, set it apart. Then came generative AI. Massive models like those from OpenAI required enormous compute power. OCI's high-performance architecture became a top choice. Oracle signed billion-dollar deals with OpenAI, Elon Musk's xAI, and NVIDIA. No longer lagging, Oracle became the picks and shovels provider for the AI gold rush. In 2022, the record $28.3 billion acquisition of Cerner modernized healthcare data, combining it with Oracle's cloud and AI for an unbreakable vertical ecosystem. Steady cash from legacy businesses, ongoing buybacks, and focused R&D on AI and cloud transformed perceptions. Oracle reborn as an AI growth powerhouse. At 81, Larry Ellison's brief reign as the world's richest in September 2025, with wealth around $400 billion, was no fluke. It reflected Oracle's empire, his ambition, and contradictions. He views business as war, a visionary product builder and ruthless salesman. Oracle's culture mirrored this: elite sales teams driven by impossible targets and huge commissions. They sold not just products, but dependency through high switching costs. Ellison's massive stake, rarely diluted, acquisitions that locked in customers, and buybacks quietly boosted his ownership. His win-at-all-costs style brought controversies and scandals, but he never shied away from bold statements or legal battles. Yet there's more. A generous philanthropist who pledged much of his fortune, focusing on anti-aging research and sustainable living, example transforming Lanai Island in Hawaii. His personal life has been dramatic, multiple marriages, children David and Meghan succeeding in Hollywood production. Larry Ellison's journey from hardship to briefly the world's richest in September 2025 proves that ambition, persistence, and challenging norms can turn an outsider into a digital shaper. He's like modern conquerors, Rockefeller, Jobs, Caesar, men who bend the world to their vision. Love him or not, today's digital world runs in part on foundations Larry Ellison built. And that wraps up today's video. If you liked this video, hit the like button, share it, and drop a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.